Welcome back. In this video, we're going to go through the process of designing a business card and getting it ready to order through Canva. Now, we're not going to follow through by ordering. If you do have a credit card assigned to your Canva account, you will be able to take your design and make it available to someone to have it created through Canva and have business cards sent to your account. So what we're going to do is we're going to go through this search bar. I'm going to type in business card. And then we're going to click on the 3x5 by 2-inch business cards. That's going to open up this canvas. What we're going to see are some templates available that we can potentially use. Now, obviously, there are going to be free templates, and then there are some that are going to be paid. If you don't see the free tag, then you can assume then that it's going to be a paid template. So we're going to choose this card. And we're going to do a two-sided business card. So we're going to first click this page. We're then going to add a page. We're then going to click the second page. So now what we need to do is we need to write through some designs. One thing we can do is we can change the background to our brand colors. So in this case, we're going to add in our brand color. And we're also going to add it in on the page we are working on. We're then going to add in our logo. And to do that, we're going to go to our folders. We can then go to our logos folder. And we have this again because of Canva for Work. So what we're going to do is we're going to add this to our canvas. We can then size our logo down and place it where we want. We also have photos available to us as a result of Canva for Work. So what we're going to do is we're going to turn on the free folder. And when we have the crown here, it's an indication that the photos that have this icon there are Canva for Work photos. So we can then write in our keyword. And we can then add in our photo. We can make changes to the photo by creating a filter. We can also flip the orientation. We can decide to turn the photo into a transparency and make it more opaque in order to be as part of our card. We can change the nature of the text by highlighting the text and then making it our branded text by using our branded fonts. Now, of course, you can work with the design to make it look the way you want. What we've done is we've shown you how to use the functionality. And basically, what you do now is you click this button that says Print Your Business Cards. And you can then go through the order process through Canva. Now, one thing you can do is you can determine how many cards you want to order at once. So you'll see here you can order up to 2,000 copies of your card in order to make the purchase. Okay, so with that, thanks, and I will see you in another video. Welcome back. Now, once you have Canva for Work, you will then have a fully functioning brand kit. So in other words, you'll be able to go to the brand kit. Once you open up the brand kit, you'll be able to add in more than 2 colors. Without Canva for Work, you can only add 2 colors to your color palette. So if you have other colors, you can add those colors here in this area. What you also have is you'll have certain font combinations that are suggested. However, you can change those suggested fonts here in this area that you're going to be using with your brand logo and all of the other content. In the brand kit, you can also upload a new font. Once you have the font you want, you'll need to confirm with Canva that you have the right to use it. You'll then click the disclosure. You'll then click yes, and then the font will then be uploaded to your brand kit. And you'll have access to it here. You'll also have access to your logo. So you'll be able to go to your hard drive and pull your logo into your brand kit. Once you have the brand kit, it will belong to your entire team. For example, if you were to create a design, you would then click on the form that you want to use. And if you wanted to choose a color, what you're going to see is that your brand colors are going to be there. And the same is going to be true for your entire team. Now, when you are editing your design, if you want to use a logo, all you'll need to do is to go inside of your folder. And what you'll notice is that you have your logos available to you here in your folder. And these are the logos from your brand kit. All you need to do is to click in and you'll be able to add those logos to your image. And when you're working with font in a design, what you can do is you can open up the design and you're going to open up your font. And what you'll notice is that you have your brand fonts here as well as your uploaded fonts. So if you want to change a font to one of your brand fonts, you can do that inside of your menu if you have Canva for Work. Okay, so with that, thanks, and I will see you in another video. Welcome back. Now, Canva does have output to business card. And what you may want to do is to use a business card design. And so you can type in business card design here in this area. You're going to click this button. It's then going to give you access to templates that you can use for a business card. Of course, then you'll be able to use one of the free templates. And you'll have it here in this area for you to be able to edit. What you can then do is you can then click this button that says print business cards. Now, if you don't have that to come up, you'll typically see it available here in your right side menu. We're going to click that link. And you'll see then that you have the ability to have business cards ordered through Canva. What you can also do is you can also just print off your business cards. You're going to come to the second page and then you can click continue. You're then going to be able to edit more your business card and then you'll click continue. Once again, you're going to then do one final edit and then click continue. And you'll then have a PDF proof. You'll then be able to download that PDF proof. You'll then be able to click continue. Canva will make sure then that you have double checked your proof. You'll need to click the disclosure. You'll also need to agree to the terms of use. Once you've done that, you'll then click continue. You'll then want to write in shipping details in order to print off your cards. And then you'll finalize the order to print your cards. You'll notice then that as of the recording of this video, there's specific pricing. You can price for the number of copies that you have. And you'll then be able to place the order with the card that you have on file. Okay, so with that, thanks, and I will see you in another video. Welcome back. Now, one of the things you can do in Canva is that you can create pins for your Pinterest account. And we are going to do that in this live example. Now, if you already established your connection to Pinterest through Canva, then you'll be able to create your image and then upload direct to Canva. So what we're going to do first is we're then going to go inside of our Pinterest image. And you're then going to choose a Pinterest graphic. Now, the most effective Pinterest graphic tends to be at a 2:3 ratio. And so Canva does this by default. And so basically what you'll want to do then is you'll want to pick the kind of template that you want to use that best represents how you want to create your pin. You can first do a search for the kind of subject that you're going to want to use. And once you do that, what you can do is you can pick one of the templates that'll then be available. Now, one thing you're going to want to note is whether you have a template that has premium images. And so you can do that right away by going to your download button. And you'll notice that this design already has 4 premium images. So we've now found one that does not have premium images within it. Of course, what we're going to do is we're going to edit our photo to make sure it conveys what we want. We can delete images. We can take other images and move them into position where we want them to be. We can make sure that we're using our own logo by going into our folder, finding our logo, and then adding it to our image. We can size down our logo to make sure it is where we want it to be. We can use our special font. In this case, we have a grouped image. We can ungroup that image so that we can make changes to the font. And we can change the font to one of our uploaded fonts. And that means then that we can size it down. So that we have it where we want it. So basically what you're able to do then is you're able to change the image to be what you want it to be. You're able to add in your image. You could actually change any of the brand colors to this Pinterest image, but let's assume then that you have it the way you want now. What we're now going to do is we're going to share this with other individuals that are working with us on our team. So we're going to click share. And then what we're going to do is we're going to make this available inside of our team. And we're going to say that our team now can edit this image. And so we're going to send invites to them. That image then is going to be within your team's design folders where they're shared with them, and then they can then work on the document also. Their changes will then be noted inside of their canvas, and those changes are made in real time inside of your canvas. Once the image is then ready, we can then publish to Pinterest, and we're going to click this button. Okay, so with that, thanks, and I will see you in another video.